Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The DRFBets race of the day for Tuesday, July the 24th is the second jewel in the Canadian Triple Crown. It's the Prince of Wales Stakes. You can bet it with your very own DRFBets account. Please sign up. Please grab a bonus. It's a $150 sign-up bonus. Learn more at drf.com/bet. Let's take a look at this field of 3-year-olds bred in Canada on dirt, going 1 mile and 3/16 at Fort Erie. It's race number 8, a field of 6, and you can access free Formulator Pass performances at the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. Matt and I'll take the field in post position order. And Matt, the horse that beats the number 1, Wonder Godot, who won the Queen's Plate last time out on synthetic. She's going for the second jewel of the Triple Crown, but she's capable on dirt.
Very capable. I mean, you could make a case that if the blinkers were on for the Kentucky Oaks, that she may have defeated Monomoy Girl, and I mean that's nothing to sneeze at. I think she's very clearly the horse to beat. I'd be stunned if she's not 1-5 when it's all said and done in a spot like this. And I hate to be as blunt as this. She's supposed to win. If she doesn't win, I'm going to be stunned because she lays over this field from a talent standpoint and from the ability on dirt. We don't know what some of these other boys can do or can't do. We know that she's very, very capable on the dirt track. To me, if she loses, I'll be stunned.
There's a 40% chance of rain at Fort Erie on Tuesday, but Wonder Godot stallion Medaglia d'Oro connects with 18% winners with off-track runners. You would think the wet track wouldn't bother her. Johnny Velasquez ships up to ride 7-5 on the morning line. Absolution is the number 2. This will be the dirt debut for Absolution, a winner on synthetic 2 starts back, and then kind of a flat effort in the plate trial. All in all, I did not like the plate trial as a race. This horse was 61-1 and made no impression.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the other piece, too, that you need to factor in. The times that this horse has been tested, he has not passed the test. He's usually better off in sort of that optional claiming level. And again, he's another one, sort of the elephant in the room. Can you stand up on dirt?
I think the number 3, Cooler Mike's going to run better than he did in the Queen's Plate. The Queen's Plate featured a fast pace. Just check out those fractions for the 1 1/4 Classic. They went the half in 46-4, and Cooler Mike was contesting that pace till about the mile point. This is going to be his dirt debut, and his sire does very well with wet track runners, 22% winners according to Formulator, and this trainer has had success, as we see with our Formulator fact. Past 5 years, synthetic to dirt, 3 for 10 and a $2.17 ROI. Maybe Cooler Mike outruns his odds.
Yeah, well, to me, he's the logical alternative, and I know there's another horse in here that we'll talk about that has dirt form, but Cooler Mike, you brought up the fact that there's some off-track pedigree in here in case that ends up being the situation, and what he's done on the racetrack thus far, he at least shows that he can run a little bit. To me, the tactical ability that he brings to the table, he is the most likely upsetter if there is one, in my opinion.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, because we referenced the fast pace in the Queen's Plate. We are not expecting a fast pace in the Prince of Wales. That blue bar on your Timeform US pace projector indicates that Timeform US believes that this race will favor horses on or near the early lead. Home Base, the number 4, is expected to make the pace. He didn't really get a fair chance to make the pace in the Matt win last time out, as he bobbled at the start and then really never had a chance because they were not going fast at all in that spot. He's got dirt experience and he's done some good things. I liked his race 2 starts back.
Yeah, you know, he's going to be the horse that I think most people gravitate toward if you're looking for an alternative because he comes from a dirt sort of background. But I agree with you about the start 2 back. But the thing that concerns me, and I understand you don't want to hold the Matt win against him, I'm not convinced that distance is really what he wants. I mean, I know that this pedigree would suggest, you look at it at face value, you see Street Sense and AP Indy, he'd want to run 1 1/4, 1.5 miles. But to me, I think he might just be better going around one turn, and I almost wonder if he's a little bit of a, I don't want to say a sucker horse, but a trap horse where, sure, he's going to be forward, but is he going to come up wanting when you still have 3/16 of a mile to run?
He's not a great gate horse, to be sure. Even in his win 2 starts back, he broke outward, and it cost him a little bit of ground. He was able to get right back into that race, but that race was at 7 furlongs. You make a very good point. His 2 two-turn races have been disastrous thus far, perhaps with excuses both times against better horses and against Axeman last time out. He's okay. He came back to run 3rd in the Low-Sal Derby with a 78 buyer. We mentioned the pace projector. They had Wonder Godot close to the pace, and while she came from off of it in the Queen's Plate, she has shown that versatility, and that should serve her well in this spot. One horse that doesn't have versatility perhaps is the 5, Ahead by a Century, who was just out-sprinted in the Queen's Plate, although he was kind of mired in such an outside post position that Luis Contreras really didn't have much of a choice but to take him back. All things considering, though, that pace really played right into his hands.
It certainly did. I like the way that he finished, but I think if you're a fan of a horse like this, and I think he has a puncher's chance, an outside chance, I picked him 3rd, I think you're banking on the idea that he can be a little bit closer than he was in that race, the plate trial, or the Queen's Plate rather, because like you say, the post position, breaking from 15 out of 16, you can't help but lose ground in a spot like that. To me, if he can get a little bit closer, and again, the pace projector suggests that the pace won't be that fast, I think naturally he sits a little bit closer. I think the good news with a horse like this, you're not afraid of the distance, where again, you have to factor that in. A mile and 3/16. Some of these horses aren't going to want that distance. This horse, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Dirt debut for him, and he's by Midnight Loot out of a Touch Gold mare, so there are some dirt influences there. Completing this short field is the number 6, Eskaminsen, another horse trying dirt for the first time. This horse won on turf sprinting, and they're taking the blinkers off. I'm a little bit concerned about distance, but I wouldn't be surprised that even with the removal of the blinkers, he's a bit more forward.
Yeah, I wonder if the blinkers off is just an attempt to try to get him to relax a little bit early on. I guess my big concern with this horse, obviously the dirt is a question, but so far what he's done, I understand he's a stakes winner. He's not fast on paper. He's going to need to run a heck of a lot faster to even be remotely competitive.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the second leg of Canada's Triple Crown, the Prince of Wales Stakes. Hey, we got to go with Wonder Godot in here. She was just knocking on the door without the blinkers, and the blinkers put her right over the top when she beat the boys in the Queen's Plate. You mentioned that excellent effort against Monomoy Girl, who seems unstoppable here in the States, doubtlessly the best 3-year-old filly in the United States. If Wonder Godot runs her last race, she wins, and she wins pretty easily.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be a comfortable victory if she replicates that Queen's Plate. The question now becomes, and I've always maintained, I think she is better on synth and turf. Doesn't mean that she can't run and can't win on dirt, but I think she is better on the alternative surfaces. Having said that, in a race like this, again, she's going to need to regress significantly or not be able to handle a wet track if it shows up for her to lose this race. On paper, she is not supposed to lose.
Give me numbers.
135.
153 for me in the $400,000 Prince of Wales Stakes, the Tuesday DRFBets race of the day, a race and a card which you can bet with your very own DRFBets account and the $150 in free cash that comes along with it. Head on over to drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for Tuesday's DRFBets race of the day, the Prince of Wales, 7:38 Eastern. Good luck.